Welcome to the Juice Radio Talk Show. 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 Reality TV's church reviews. Let's talk happy love and marriage lifestyle. Come and talk with us. Come and share with us. Come and laugh with us. Come on and pray with us.
Regina Cole is a special guest. You should be following your lead. Bless. Subscribe on YouTube. Listen on podcasts. We live on IG and Facebook. This episode is sponsored by Truth and Triumph Ministries.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Juice Radio Talk Show. Listen, it's reality time. Y'all know it is time to have the conversation about these beautiful housewives of New York. And we're going to have some fun as we do that. Listen, Joseph is out. He's still celebrating. Not Joseph. I'm sorry. I got the spirit of Jennifer. Jonathan is out and he's still celebrating his birthday. We want to say happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jonathan.
Thank you.
We do miss you on the panel. I know I miss having Jonathan on the panel.
I know, right? I know I miss him.
I know the Juice and Aaron probably miss him as well. So, what I was going to say, I hope everybody gets to return next week because I do miss them being on the panel. Because I miss everybody. I miss everybody else's opinion as well.
I love it. Thank you, Dustin. Well, I appreciate you and beautiful Aaron being here, helping me out on these wonderful wives. So you guys, Jonathan is going to be back. Thank you. And Jonathan is going to be back next week, along with Light of the Leo, Jennifer. They're both going to be back next week. But you guys, let's have a conversation about these housewives. Aaron, how you doing today? Aaron is our moderator, and she is the best moderator out here, along with beautiful Latoya. Latoya assists her with moderating for the Juice. Aaron, how you doing, girl? How's everything?
Everything is wonderful. I'm happy to be here. I'm doing the headphones like Jennifer because she's not here.
Aww. I love it. You guys are the best. All right, you guys. So let's talk about these housewives. Now, you guys, housewife, just Dustin, did you, I know you watched these Housewives of New York, right?
Yeah, I seen parts of it, but I watched it on Peacock. I watched it on Peacock the next day, so I kind of refreshed my memory. And today I watched it on Peacock, so I'm all ready for the tea.
Well, let's have a conversation and about these housewives. Now, Aaron, you and I were talking back screen about the conversation with Aaron and her husband and Jessel and her husband at the table. And the conversation, not Aaron, it was Sai. I'm sorry, Sai and her husband at the table. And Aaron's husband, the conversation. What's your thoughts, Aaron? What?
My jaw dropped this whole conversation. I don't know that I would have this with my friends. I was like, and then I totally Sai's husband right on beat. He just didn't say anything wrong, but I just could not believe. Just when he said he would cheat on his wife, and I was like, did you just speak those words out loud?
Out loud. He said it out loud. Not only did he say it out loud, but he also said it while the cameras were rolling.
Yeah, I never in a million years was I expecting that. I just thought he would say like what the other husband said and be like, yeah, no, our marriage wouldn't be in a good spot. Our marriage might be ending. That seemed normal. And he said might. I like the word he didn't say we would definitely be over, because I'm like, that man is being careful with his words. Like,
yes,
he knows where not to step over. But
I think Aaron was embarrassed while he was doing all that talking, because I would have been super embarrassed myself.
I felt like Sai was embarrassed for them. Like her face was like, and she was trying to like give him an out almost. Do you mean like swingers and stuff? Like she was trying to like have him back that up. Like,
yeah, but he wouldn't take it. He wouldn't take it. He was just like, oh no, no, this is, you want me to give you the truth, right? And I'm like, Oh my
No,
goodness.
you don't need to give the truth in this moment.
No, he did not need to do that truth. Come on, you guys. Oh my goodness. So Sai was sitting there and she was looking like, oh my gracious, this is just too much conversation for me. And Sai even said, is this real? Is all of this real? And you know what? As I watched that particular scene, I think that's a lot of why Aaron fights with the girls in the way that she does. I think there's an uncomfortable or discomfort at home because I like to watch shows like that and I'm like, okay, what's the backstory? What's really going on? And I kind of got that feeling like there is some discomfort in the marriage of Aaron and her husband that has not really been exposed yet, and I think she's uncomfortable in some part of the marriage. What's your thoughts on that? Aaron, what's your thoughts, and then I'll go to Dustin.
I didn't think she had confidence in her marriage, but I also didn't think he was helping her have confidence. And even them talking about the threesome, and I was like, she does not sound like she's in control even of that conversation. And I was like, you're not in control of any part of what's going on in your marriage?
None.
Not even like the fantasy part that you're talking about. That just seemed weird to me. I was like, if this is a fantasy, you should be able to like put your thoughts out there and not have to be like checking with him. If she had to like check with him on her fantasy, I was like,
oh my goodness, that was hilarious. Dustin, okay, so we're talking about Aaron and her husband. You have any chats on this before we go on to the next episode? I mean, the next scene?
My thoughts are on, you said I see it. I'm going to put this out in the air now. I hope it doesn't happen, but I'm going to say it before it does. I see a divorce in the future because I don't think that I don't think either him or her are happy from what I've seen in this episode last night. Yeah. So I can kind of tell that they ain't gonna last long, and next season I think we're gonna have a big shift. I think we're gonna see a divorce play out. If it's not already playing out now, it'll be playing out next season because I just don't think they're gonna be. I don't think they're gonna be able to reconcile their marriage.
Now, speaking of that, let's talk about this real quick because we know when these reality shows come out, these marriages appear to be very happy, very comfortable in their relationships. And these programs can oftentimes break some of these marriages. I'm hoping it doesn't break this marriage, but I understand what you're talking about, Dustin, because being on these reality shows have been proven to break some of the strongest relationships. So I get what you're saying.
It's happened before, Juice, and that's what I'm going off of it. It's happened before. These people they join these shows, and they have a great, wonderful life before they join the show. But after the show kind of changes who you are because you're in the public eye a lot. So yes. You're having a lot more issues pop up, and then it's popping up on the public. It's popping up on the public platform like the TV or on Peacock or something. I see it on the streaming services. So I'm just gonna reference Peacock as well. But you can almost bet. I can almost bet you 100% you're going to see a divorce play.
Ooh, I hope not. I'm like Aaron. I hope not. Well, you guys, let's talk about Jenna. Jenna, I love Jenna. And when she went out to the club to meet Bryn, you guys, that was like so cute to me. Bryn is the best wing woman out there. Jenna and her shyness, and she's like real shy. She's going to the club, and she's like, it's very sentimental to her because that's where she met. I think she met her other partner that was there. Was that correct, Aaron? When she said she met her other partner?
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah, and she was so cute. Jenna is so cute. She's almost like I don't know. I kind of see her like this sloth, like they move real slow. They're real cautious with what they do, but they're the cutest and you just want to love on them and everything. And then here comes Bryn. She's like the little chihuahua. She's so fast and she's, not calling her any animals per se, but Bryn just all over the place. And I love that she and Bryn and Jenna can get together and go out and have fun, because I think Jenna needs some of that excitement that Bryn brings. And I
definitely
love
agree
seeing
with
those
that.
two out there. When she was out there at the club and she was telling Jenna, she's like, listen, she says, I'm gonna be the broker for this. So you just run everything through me. And when Jenna is trying to meet somebody out there, and the girls were coming over to the table to meet the both of them, Jenna was embarrassed, and Bryn was like, oh, she's talking to girls. She's like, oh, you got something on your face, and she's touching the girl's face and everything and that so forth. And she's like, oh, you guys need to exchange numbers and everything. So I love how Bryn is just out there trying to share the joy and to get Jenna to enjoy that moment. What do you think about the club scene, Aaron? And then I'll come up to you, Dustin.
I may not be a club girl, but that was so much fun to watch because
Yeah.
I felt like I love Bryn. I think maybe because I'm a little jealous of her personality because she's flirtatious with everybody. She's all up into everybody. She just loves everybody. I just love that. And I know she can sometimes go too far and people question it, but I just thought this was just like she was there for Jenna. She was like,
Yes.
wanted to help bring her out of her show. She wanted to appreciate her. She wanted to show her how much she supported her. That's what I saw.
Right.
I just saw just the love of Bryn, which I've fallen in love with this season. I just think she's just a ball of love. Sometimes a
Mhm.
confusing ball of love, but still a ball of love. But
I love it. I
I
love
just
it.
thought they were cute. I thought that I loved Bryn's energy towards it. And I thought
Right.
she brought Jenna out a little bit of her shell a little bit more than I feel like their dynamic together makes it so much fun to watch them together. I've enjoyed them in other scenes, but just seeing just the two of them like this out in really which I wouldn't think would be Bryn's element, but she was like, I'm at home. I got this. She was more
I
at home than Jenna.
I know. Bryn is one of those that she's a social butterfly, and she pollinates everywhere she goes. She's like real happy where she goes. And I love that about her, especially being that she's gone through so much in her own personal life. For her to still have that socialness about her, that she's still going to show up and be who she is, regardless of what people may think about her. She's just going to go out and enjoy herself. It's such a bright light that she's shining, and I love it. Dustin, your thoughts on Bryn and Jenna at the club?
Well, I kind of like that. See,
Yeah.
I like that they're showing the good sides of the show, not only the bad side, because
Mhm.
you don't get to see that very often anymore. It seems like you see the bad side more than see the good side. So I'm glad they did that, and I did
See,
like that scene. So
I liked
keep
it
it up,
too.
Bravo. Keep it up, Bravo.
That's exactly right, Dustin, because stuff like this we love seeing. We love the happiness, the joy. We don't like to keep seeing all the fighting and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
I thought it was real cute when the girl came over to Jenna, when the lady came over to Jenna and she was like, here, take my number down. And she rolls up Jenna's sleeve and she takes a marker and she writes it on her arm.
Yeah, I seen that one. I thought that was pretty funny. And
Yeah. And then she
yeah,
she not only writes her number on Jenna's arm, then she kisses Jenna's arm. And Jenna's like,
yeah, that was pretty hilarious. Her.
I said that Jenna, she's the cutest. And then Bryn, the perfect wing person, she comes over and she says, now wait a minute. Let me take a picture with my phone just in case, it erases. And you'd be like, what is this on you? So she like takes a picture with her phone to make sure she keeps that number on there. But I love these two. Let me tell you, I really love that Jenna can come out of her shell as well. All of these ladies seem to have some sort of shell except for Sai. Well, Sai does have a shell. She's got a tough shell. She's got a really tough
Yeah,
shell.
and I really hope that the other networks could take a little thing out of uh, Bravo's cup and start showing the good sides, not only
Yeah,
the rough sides, but they need to start showing more of the good sides, and that goes to all the networks, not only just Bravo.
absolutely. And that's what I was saying as far as I love what they're doing here. Now, on Real Housewives of New York, this new season, they are trying to cut out the fights. However, Bravo, they're not going to cut out all the fights, but I love how they are trying to minimize the fights. And though they had the fights like last week, they had Bren and not Bren, what's her name? Uba. Uba was having a fight with Aaron, and they were able to clear that up, and they were able to have fun with each other and stop all the, the crazy fighting and stuff that they had. So I love that they're at least doing that. But less fights is better. Let's go ahead and talk about what these fabulous women are doing, for each other. I did like the scene on this one where what is her name? The other one, Jessel, where Jessel was with her husband, and she was saying, well, if Bryn was here, she would say to straddle him and to do this and do this. And she straddles her husband, and her husband looks at her like, what are we doing here? And she's what's your thoughts on some of the scenes, Aaron, on this great episode? It was a great episode, though. It was.
It was lighthearted. I think they've done an amazing job with this reboot. Just saying. I really love the ladies. I love how they kind of complement each other. Yes, there's been some drama, but it's resolved pretty easily. It's more back to the fun, lighthearted kind of drama. We're not hitting below the belts. These ladies are in it to just have a good time.
Have a good time.
It kind of reminds me of
like the straddling was hilarious because she did it in a fun, lighthearted, let's be goofballs kind of way. I'm just loving that kind of stuff. I'm loving it.
I love that too. Dustin, your thoughts?
It kind of reminds me of the old way that Bravo used to be before they started having all these disagreements and having all these fights on camera. So I hope that Bravo keeps going this route, and if they keep going this route, I'll keep continuing to watch it. But yeah,
absolutely.
If things start to go left, I'm not going to be doing that stuff. So I hope they keep going in the right direction.
I know, right? Now it's really refreshing to see the ladies have a good time together. It is very refreshing to see the ladies have a good time together. I'm sorry, I'm bringing Instagram on. So it's really nice to see that. And this episode, hey Bernice, this episode or this season of Real Housewives of New York is doing that. They're giving us something that we can say, oh, it's about time. It's like refreshing. It's something that's good. It's not like we watch it and we tense, like that. So, hey, Bernice, she says, hey, Aaron, you have such a beautiful face and smile. I love it. Doesn't she? She's the cutest. Look at her giving you hearts, Bernice. Thank you so much. So I love that they're doing this. Now, you guys, this episode also, I love this part because Bryn shows us more of her personal self when she goes into the bookstore, and what a bookstore it was, y'all.
Yeah.
So Bryn decides she loves literature and books and stuff from, different centuries and stuff. Very knowledgeable in the books and artifacts and all that stuff when it comes to books. So she goes into this beautiful store. The books, they are not your regular library books, y'all. They are in the thousands of dollars for some of these books. But Bryn goes in and she's talking to the sales lady there, and she's talking about different books and type and stuff like that. And I thought that was very interesting because sometimes we may look at Bryn or people or girls like Bryn because they have a good time and they're like always in a party atmosphere. But we oftentimes will think, oh, they're clueless. And I don't think you should judge a person. You need to learn that person. And I think that's what Bryn is teaching us in this episode when she goes in this bookstore and she's like, listen, I'm not just pretty and cute. I've got brains. I got stuff up here. She teaches us that her grandmother also gave her information and taught her about the literature and stuff like that. What do you think about her? And listen, and her outfit she had on when she was in the confessional, it fit right in with that. Aaron, I'm gonna start with you, and then I'm gonna come up to Dustin. What do you think about Bryn showing this side of her?
All right, first she made me think of Belle from Beauty and the Beast with the library going in there. I just could not help but think, oh my God, this is Beauty and the Beast. Sorry. I'm obviously a Disney lover. So that was my first thought when she went in there. I was like, oh, she's a Belle. She's beautiful, but she's brainy. I love her. Bryn has been one of my favorites so far this season. I just love her bubbly personality. I love that she's letting us in to know. I thought the story about her grandmother was so touching and sweet, and I just loved seeing her in her. I felt almost like that was her element more than even the bars and stuff. She felt more relaxed and kind of confident in herself, in a different sort of confidence than we've seen her so far. So that was my thought. I love that about her.
I love that too. Good job, Bryn. Dustin, your thoughts on Bryn going in this beautiful bookstore?
I'm glad that she did it, and I'm glad that I hope she does that more this season because it really touched me in a way that I would like to see a lot more of that. Like I said earlier, Juice, and this is what I'm going to keep saying this episode. This episode was really reminds me of the old Bravo, and I hope that Bravo keeps continuing on that route.
I am going to totally wholeheartedly agree with you on that, Dustin, because again, like I said, this is the kind of reality we want. Now, of course, there's going to be messiness in any type of reality, lives. So we know
that part. So we don't want
right.
We want less of it.
Right. But we don't want it to be a continual every week. This is what we're getting. We don't want that. We want scenes like when Sai sat down and she took her daughter out to lunch and they had a mommy-daughter lunch. That was so cute. And can I tell you that Sai's daughter looks just like Sai? I mean, she's like her little mini me. She's so cute, and Sai was so cute. She says the one thing my daughter keeps asking me to get for her is an agent. She wants to do ballet, and she's really good at ballet, and she loves ballet. And Sai said this, which I thought was really the thought process of what Sai wants to do. Sai wants to give her children everything that she didn't have, and she's grateful to be in a position to be able to do those things.
That.
Yes, right. I love that
because a lot of people, they don't have the means to do that. But when people have the means, if they have the means to do it and they got the money to do it, they might as well do it. Yeah.
Right. And Bernice, it's okay. Listen, I'm going to be putting up a whole bunch of thumbnails on YouTube. We have some more shows coming up. So after this show today, I'm going to be uploading some of the upcoming shows that we have so you guys can get those notification bells. But I appreciate you here supporting. She says, guys, forgive me for not commenting about this show. I don't watch, but wanted to be here. See, that's loyalty and love.
Yeah, that's what I mean. See, I watched the show, but I'm also here for support anyway. So, I support you guys. I support you. I support this channel, and I support Diva, and I support everybody.
I know.
Diva is from over here. Well, I support y'all.
I love it. And we love Diva too. We love Diva, her AT2, Naughty Love, all of them. We love them. So you guys, the conversation, Aaron, what did you think about the conversation that Sai had with her beautiful daughter?
I love that Sai is giving her all the advantages, but she talks to her in a way to keep her down to earth too. I thought she's like reminding her of different things to make it realistic to her. She's not just giving her stuff. She's making her putting her 2 feet on the ground, as my grandmother would say. She's making those 2 feet, make sure they on the ground. She can see the real world in front of her, not just all the advantages she's been giving. So I actually really like seeing her as a mother, but also I thought that was such a good message that she's not just throwing like the gifts at her. She's showing her, hey, I worked hard for this. Hey, I didn't have this. I just like all that too, that she's giving her advantages, but she's not like just she's
not spoiling her.
Yeah, she's reminding her that you are advantaged, so you have to remember that this is a privilege. So.
Absolutely, I love it. Dustin, any comments on beautiful Sai and her daughter, or beautiful daughter lunch that they had?
I was good. I don't have any comments on that, but I'm like I said before, I'm so happy to see this turn around the way it has.
I love it.
Well, then, question?
Yeah.
Dustin, so far in this season, is there anybody that you really stuck out with liking of the characters? Like, I obviously have picked a favorite. I'm sorry. But
who's that?
I don't have any favorites. I just like them all. I like them all. I don't have a certain one, but I do like the way the season's going so far.
I love that.
Thank you, Dustin.
Aaron, who's your favorite? Let's talk about that.
I like Bryn. I like her a lot. I really do. I love Jenna. I actually love them all. I will.
Yeah.
Except sadly, my favorite I was hoping was going to be Aaron.
They're actually
didn't work out for me. I just thought that would be really cool. nobody was more excited about an Aaron being on New York than me. I should have waited.
You were already ready to root for Aaron, and unfortunately,
like, Aaron's gonna be my favorite.
then you're like, oh,
oh no,
Ollie talking you back in the day. Oh no,
oh no, she has my name.
I know. Listen, my favorite is, oh, hey Latoya, hey girl, hey. She says, hey fam, just got home, but I'm here. I love it. Thank you, girl. Listen, I really do love Jenna. Jenna is my favorite so far. Now, I would say that Uba is running a close second.
Oh yeah.
I think I like Uber the most. I like Uber the most out of this whole season because it's getting more interesting with Uber. So I'm sorry, I did change my mind, and like I said, Uber is my favorite this whole season.
Listen, you're allowed to change your mind over here. Isn't it? We don't have you stick to one thing. It's okay. That's not a problem. I like Uber. And you guys, speaking of Uber has her sauce on Amazon. She has an Uber sauce, right? She had that sauce that she made. She is an entrepreneur, you guys. Uber's not out here in these streets playing. She is an entrepreneur. Her stuff is on Amazon, and guess what? I went on Amazon. I had it in my cart, and before I could put it in my cart to purchase, she sold out.
Yeah,
she sold out. So Uber, congratulations! Get another order up so I can get some.
I think that the show's helping her with that. Juice because she's getting more exposure. So she needs the exposure for her business to thrive, and I'm glad that her business is thriving.
Yeah, but that's what you're supposed to do on these shows. If you have a brand, you're supposed to promote that brand. You are on every week for an hour. Promote. Candy does it best on Housewives of Atlanta. She will promote her brands, plural. Uber promoted that brand.
She's got a lot of brands. Candy's got a lot of brands to promote. So yeah. Of course, she's going to take her millions and hopefully get a lot more millions.
See, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, listen, Latoya saying hello. She said, Bernice Justin say, hey, auntie. Hey, Justin. I love it. Look, Latoya. She said, did you have a chance to give Justin a hug for me, Latoya? Make sure you give him hugs for all of us. Now, share the love. Share the love. I love it. So, Aaron, go ahead, Dustin.
Did you guys hear about the new season of Real Housewives coming out in November? I can't remember what show it was, but there's a new Housewives show coming out.
Potomac.
Potomac,
November 5th.
Yeah, November 5th.
Oh, yeah.
So are we gonna cover that?
You know what? We're gonna try and fit that in, but I really do want to also talk about the Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Oh, that's getting good, ain't it?
Yes. Have you guys seen that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been watching it every week. I'm really enjoying the season. I think it's better than last season because I did not like last season very much. I won't lie. I'm sorry.
Let me tell you. Not a problem. I love it. And listen, we can segue right into that for the next half an hour, because let me tell you, even though I love the Housewives of New York, I love the retreat. Let's not, forget that they have the relaxation thing that Uber pulled the girls together, and they got that together. So hopefully everything will work out for the ladies.
I think that since they got rid of Jen Shaw, I think it's gotten better in my opinion, and it's gotten better show because it's got some more. They have some more. They have a new blood. They have a new people, and I think it's better because I think if you stay too long, if you stay too long, that your time is going to run out. So.
It will, especially if all you're doing is fighting and bullying the girls. Of course, your time's going to run out. So the ladies of Salt Lake City, I'm loving this. So let's segue over into having a conversation about the ladies of Salt Lake City because I'm loving it.
And then Mary Cosby came back, didn't she? She came back this season. Yep. So that's another hot take.
Oh goodness, Mary Cosby, Mary Cosby, Mary Cosby. Y'all, I was kind of happy to see Mary Cosby come back. And then when she came back and she started acting up, I was like, here goes Mary Cosby again. This is why we brought Mary Cosby back. I love it. Go ahead, Aaron. What's your thoughts on these housewives of Salt Lake City? Let's just segue over to Salt Lake City because I love Salt Lake City.
I love Salt Lake City. First 2 seasons, Heather was my favorite housewife. Last season, not so much. And now I feel like Heather is starting to redeem herself, and I'm like,
yes.
I thought she's starting to redeem herself this season. Mary is definitely a good comic relief.
Yeah.
I like that they're leaving some of that drama with Mary in season 2, where it belongs. I'm sorry, I stole that from Krista Murray. But when she said it, I was like, yes. But yeah, she's leaving it in season 2 where it belongs. Yeah. And these ladies are. Monica is a fantastic addition. Because I think she has a real story to tell. With not with the affair thing. I don't know that. But I think she has a real story to tell about starting over and having been banished from her church and still finding the balance of religion for her kids. And I'm like, well, she has a lot to say we haven't really even got into, just like touches here and there, and how she doesn't feel confident in front of these women because she doesn't have the money they have. And
that was good.
And pointing that out to Lisa Barlow, who is like $60,000 this, $60,000 that. I was like, good for you. Because, I mean, enough is enough. She didn't need to say it that many times. She could have said her ring. She didn't need to say my $60,000 ring. And I think that was her point. You can be upset about the ring. Stop saying the price of the ring. But it went right over Lisa Barlow's head.
Because that's what Lisa Barlow is, one of the type of ladies that she thinks she defines herself by the stuff she purchases.
Yeah.
But Lisa, we really like you for you. You don't have to stand behind your products that you put on you because those things can be gone in a matter of seconds. I really want Lisa to understand that she does not have to stand behind those products. We like you, Lisa. We really do. I really do like Lisa. And hey, Miss Darnell Bible Bites, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. But Lisa did keep going on and on and on so much about this $60,000 ring. She didn't have to do that. Hey, Latoya. Hey, Justin.
Hey. Can you come to the phone? How y'all doing?
Tell Miss Barnisa. We're doing good.
Hey, Miss Barnisa.
Miss Bernice.
Bernice.
Bernice. God,
hey, Miss Bernice. My bad. I'm sorry.
I love y'all. Y'all are so funny. I love y'all. How you doing?
Good.
Okay, good. You had a good day at school?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, I love it. Look, Auntie Erin is on the panel, and Uncle Dustin.
Hey.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Now you can personally tell Auntie thank you for your postcard.
Yeah, thank you. I love the postcard.
Oh, I'm so glad. I thought of you when I was on vacation, and I knew your football season had started. Your sports season had started, so I was like,
yeah, I love the card.
She's so sweet. Erin is the best. I love her. I love her.
Tell Auntie she has to share you with everybody and not be selfish.
You saw how I just passed by your comment, and you saw how I just passed by it.
It's and okay. I'll text you later, Justin. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you heard him, Mama.
And then you bring the nephew on panel because you know I'm gonna bring him up on screen. But you know what? We'll share him with Miss Bernice. Listen, she's one that we can share him with. We can do that.
Yeah. You can't do that to a lot of people. You know, I'm off limits. Sometimes I need privacy. I only cool with a little bit of people. I don't need everybody on. That's why I keep I keep it a little bit like 3-4 people, maybe even 5 if you lucky.
Look, Miss Bernice saying, "Hey, Justin."
Hey,
Look, and she's laughing. She said, "That's right. Listen, we can share with Miss Bernice. I love you, sweetie. Thank you for coming on panel."
bye.
Right.
I'm finna go get washed up and clean.
Okay, I love you.
Okay, I love you.
All right, be good.
You gonna give her a kiss?
Oh no.
Oh, yo, you ain't gonna do it in front of everybody.
That's only one. She only can see that. Everybody else can't see these.
See, everybody else can't see that.
Except for us, she can see it too. But I do that.
Aww.
I know.
Bye. I'm going back in the chat.
I love you, girl. They're so cute. I love them. I love them. You guys, going back to these beautiful Salt Lake City. Look, and Miss Bernice, that's right, Miss Bernice. Give them hugs and kisses. I love it. Y'all are so sweet. I love y'all on this channel. I love y'all. So these beautiful ladies of Salt Lake City. Again, Lisa, we love you. You don't have to hide behind your stuff. And I love the new girl, Monica. And I love what you said, Aaron, because the scene when Monica was talking to her mom. Now, Monica is not part of the wealthy elite women. She is part of, listen, she may have had a lifestyle before. This is the lifestyle she has now. She's raising her kids herself with her family's help. She is divorced. She was in the Mormon church. She was released or excommunicated from the Mormon church, but the husband or her ex-husband was not. Now, I'm going to tell you why I love the Salt Lake City Housewives show is because I can get more of the religious aspect of what that faith is. And that really is something that I'm really interested in. I love religion, the different types of faith and all of that. And to see these different faiths and things that they do gives me more understanding of how people feel about certain religions. So when she and Heather had that conversation in the store about she was, Monica was excommunicated. And you remember Heather wrote the book, The Bad Mormon. And so, she got a lot of flack for writing that book, but it is demonstrating what Heather went through. Now, I do have to say this publicly. Everybody that has a relationship with the church or so forth may not have the same relationship with the church that everybody else has or the same dealings with the church. But it is nice to see when other people share what they went through, because a lot of people sometimes go in some of these faiths blind and they don't see what's really happened behind. So for other people to share with us what they went through, it at least gives us a window to kind of know maybe this is going on. So this is, and not to say that everybody would view it the same, but it was interesting to me. And also when she said that the first thing she did when she divorced and left the church was to buy some ladies' underwear.
Oh, that's because they have certain, like, it's almost like trousers underneath their clothes. They don't wear the same underwear like most people do. They have certain underwear that must be worn. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting to me because that's part of the Mormon faith that I was not aware of. So I started Googling, what? What is this? I did not know that part.
Now, because I have friends that are Mormon, and I had to ask them. So I did. I didn't.
Yes, of course.
Because Lisa Barlow's clothes, I don't think would be very forgiving. You could be able to tell if she was wearing that. She was obviously not wearing that. And they said some people only wear those to mass. Some people believe in wearing them all the time. So it depends what level of faith you have. So Lisa Barlow may have, because she said she wore thongs and stuff. So that didn't make any sense considering she said she was Mormon, she was a practicing Mormon and stuff like that. And somebody explained it to me that some people wear them all the time. And my guess is Monica did. And then some people just wear them to the church and to like holidays and stuff like that. They don't wear them all the time, and they have regular underwear. So it depends on what kind of, how they said devout you are. That was
now I think
how devout you are.
when Heather was talking to Monica, I allegedly, I believe she had said something that she wears them all the time, or she wore them all the time. And okay, so for those of you who are just coming in, we were talking about the Housewives of New York, but now we're talking about the Housewives of Salt Lake City and the Mormon faith. So when Monica, the new girl, when she said that she left and divorced her husband, she was excommunicated, but the church did not excommunicate the husband. What Monica did was she says, of course, she no longer wore the Mormon undergarments. Now, these undergarments look as though, if you remember back in the, I guess, the roaring 20s or something, when they would wear those bathing suits, it kind of looks something like that. It had the top and the bottom, and they were like trousers, like come like midway between your knee and your thigh. So they were long kind of trousers per se. They would wear underneath their clothes, and she said she wore them all the time. So they did not wear things like we go into Victoria's Secret and see, underwear and undergarments like that for women. They don't wear those things. And when Monica said that was one of the first things she purchased was, these undergarments, I was so surprised because I never knew that the faith would teach you that you have to wear these undergarments. That was a first for me, and I've been studying faith for years.
It's a modesty thing. It's a modesty thing. That's how it was explained to me anyway from my friend who apparently, and she was very open with me. She said, I actually wear them most of the time.
Oh, wow.
She wears them most of the time because that's how she was raised, and her parent is like a priesthood, I guess. She's trying to explain it to me as Christian how I could relate to it. And she said, because I was raised with my parents being higher up in the church, she said, like you would think of your priest, they're higher up. And so I was raised very, very modestly. And she dresses very modestly. That's actually how we became friends, because we're both very modest. But she said, I wear them most of the time because I'm more comfortable. She goes, I don't have to. I have tried other things, but because she was raised that way, she feels almost naked, she said, without them. So
okay. Hey, Robin, how you doing? Thank you for being here.
So the underwear is a modesty thing. That's how she was raised with believing. So
okay. So Latoya said, I remember the Mormon church from a girl that was on The Real World. They banned her from the church when she went on the show. Oh, there's a whole conversation I can have about all of that, because there's a lot of people that get what we call in the church sector excommunicated from the church, which means you can no longer be a member of the church. And also in some faiths, not only are you not a member, but you can't even talk to the members of the church after you leave. But that's so sad. But Monica did have that conversation with Heather. And the sad part, the scene that I saw in there was when Monica was at the table. She's making these beautiful baby wraps that she's doing now. That's her business. Good way. Promote, Monica. Come on now. First scene, promote your business, promote your brand. And she was sitting at the table talking with her mom. And she says she felt bad. She's telling her mom, I felt really bad because I want so bad to fit in with these ladies that I went to the Louis Vuitton store and I bought a bag. And she starts crying. And I get it. But I wish she would not have bought the bag. I wish she would have been strong and confident in herself to know I can be around the ladies and not have to have all these designer name brands and all that stuff. I think we put too much on the name brand and not enough on ourselves. But I get what she was saying. And that really made me sad for her to think, as many other women and other men also think, but mostly women, we think that we are accepted by what we wear. And especially in a group with other ladies. And then it didn't make it better that Lisa Barlow was running around saying, I lost my $60,000 ring, but I get the conversation that Monica was having. And it really made me think, what can we do as women to say, listen, it's not about that. You don't have to buy that bag. And I'm hoping that based on that statement that she made, that Monica could come out and be an advocate to say, listen, we don't define our friendships by the tags on our clothes. That's what I'm hoping that can come out of this. Aaron, what's your thoughts? And then I'll come up to Dustin.
I think I've already said my thoughts, so I think Dustin should go.
Yeah. Dustin, you have any thoughts on her in the bags? I think
I
Dustin's.
think he's muted. I think he's
Yeah,
muted.
he's muted.
No, I don't have any thoughts. I got to go over to Divas. But you guys have a good night.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Dustin.
Thank you,
Thank you for
Dustin. See you
coming.
later. Yes, we'll be over
Thank
to
you for
TV.
having me over here.
All right, appreciate you.
I'll see you
So,
soon.
you know, I really, that part really made me really sad to see that happen, because that to me was like, girlfriends, we don't have to treat each other like that. But so many girlfriends, they think that they have to look a certain way, wear a certain thing to be able to fit in to a certain group. And it was just, that part was really sad for me. Now let's talk about this. Go ahead. Go ahead. You were going to say something else,
I was
Aaron.
going to say, I want everybody's opinion on the drag queen makeup.
Because I was going to
How do
go over there. I was getting ready to talk about this beautiful pink hotel.
I
Oh,
love the hotel.
the hotel is gorgeous. It made me think of Malibu, the Barbie, the theme and everything like that. The hotel was gorgeous. The design was gorgeous. I loved it, loved it, loved it. If any of you have not seen the hotel, you got to watch the show, because that hotel, and listen, and that's another person promoting the brand, promoting the brand. Now, I did like that. What was her name? Whitney, her friend. Whitney, she says, I want to promote my friends. So, we're coming over to my friend's hotel. Beautiful, beautiful hotel. What's your thoughts on the hotel? And then we're
I
going to get
love the
into it later.
hotel. I love the different rooms. I love that it has Trixie's name on it.
Yes.
I love that Trixie's in the scene. She is promoting herself. She is not letting any of my amount of this camera, when it's there, she wants to be in it. And she's promoting herself. Besides, she had to work. But I mean, she's promoting her. Every room has its own stylist. Every room has its own name. It's not like room 6.
Right.
And she's making that clear in there. I love every part of the hotel. I thought the pool looked like Barbie.
That's what
Like
I'm saying.
Malibu Barbie's pool is right there. Like it's literally out of the Barbie magazines, or if there is a I don't know. It
looked like it could be. It looked like Barbie could film there. She could film the next movie there. Yeah, if she didn't already. Go to Trixie and film it. That was beautiful. Now let's talk about this. I think that she was doing a little. I think Whitney was being a little shady by bringing in the other lady. What's the other Angie? I think she was being a little shady by bringing in Angie to this getaway. What's your thoughts on her bringing Angie to the getaway? Do you think Angie should have been there?
I actually do think Angie should be there, because Angie's part of the cast. But my only thought was, hello, Frank.
Hey,
I love your book.
Yes, his book is amazing.
Yeah, I ordered it on Amazon. I just got it the other day, so I love your book. Sorry, did not mean to distract.
I keep it right here. I keep his book right here.
I don't think I can reach it, but it's.
I love his book. I love it.
Great book. Yes, I've opened. I just randomly pick a page. I haven't read it straight through. I've just been randomly picking a page. It's only been a couple days.
That's what I do. I do the same thing, and I absolutely adore the book. I absolutely adore it. Thank you,
I'm going to read the whole
for being here.
thing, but I've just been popping open pages. Just been fun.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Great.
But go ahead, man. It is. So what was your thoughts? So you think Angie should have been there?
I actually did. I didn't like the way that it was going about. But I also think that she's part of the cast. I don't like excluding people or not having them included. I don't like that. That doesn't make me feel good as a viewer to see somebody pushed out.
Yeah.
So I thought that was wrong of Meredith. Now, was it technically, I don't know if she should have been the one to bring her, and the way she brought her, I think when she first invited her, I don't think she meant any malice by it. She was just out to dinner. She thought she was invited, and then I think
Whitney knew what she was doing. I think Whitney knew she was being messy. I know you're nice, Aaron. You're super nice. I'm nice, but you're super nice. I think Whitney knew what she was doing.
I think when she brought her, she knew what she was doing by not telling her. I think if she had told her, I would have been fine. I didn't, because I didn't like that Meredith had excluded her. But then I didn't like how she was brought and not told. And I don't like a surprise for the host, because like those gift bags, those t-shirts were obviously custom made ahead of time. It's not like she could just randomly whip one out for Angie. So that makes Angie feel excluded, like she was. And Angie didn't take that well either. Angie acted like she did it on purpose. She didn't know you were going to be there.
She didn't know you were going to be there, Angie. So don't make me fire.
How could she give you a gift? She didn't know you were going to be there.
Exactly. She didn't know you were going to be there. Listen,
now I would have given her my T-shirt, but
see,
I would have just you can have mine. But
no, Meredith is not going to do that. Meredith is not going to do that. She's not going to. And you know who else is not going to give her a shirt? Mary. Mary is not going to give her a shirt because when Mary was sitting by the poolside after she got her something to eat and she was talking to Whitney and she was like, hey, you knew you were going to do this. And Whitney, was like saying whatever. And then and then Andrew decided to say something and Mary just cut her off and said, I'm not talking to you. I was like, oh God, Mary, you're starting already, Mary. You're starting already. Oh my goodness. So Mary already has an issue with Angie and it's just not looking good. Not looking good. But I did love the hotel. I just can't say enough about that beautiful hotel. That hotel is amazing. So, the ladies continue to have their conversation over there. And I think hey Patrice, how you doing? Hey. She said, good evening, everyone. Listen, we're just finishing up talking about these housewives of New York, these beautiful housewives of New York. And we just decided to go and roll on over Housewives of Potomac in here as well. I love this. And yes, I know, right? Not sorry. Salt Lake City. I'm sorry, not Potomac. We're going to be talking about Potomac, though, because that's another show that I really like. But for those of you who have not seen, I saw Bernice said in the chat, she says, and now I have to watch to see this. If you have not watched Housewives of Salt Lake City, they really go in from season 1 up to now talking about the Mormon faith. And they really share a lot. And that's one of the reasons why I got hooked on watching this show, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, because I learned so much about what the ladies went through with the Mormon faith. I did not know there was so much prejudice against women when it comes to this faith, as far as when they leave. Like Whitney even said, with her situation where she allegedly had an affair with her now husband, and she and her current husband divorced. And she was told by the church, I don't know if she was excommunicated. She had to write a letter or something. She said she wanted to leave. They did not want to excommunicate her or something, right?
Well, they were getting money from her because she remarried and she was with somebody already from the church when she left. And they get like 10% of your money. So they didn't want to lose her because she had money. That's what what she said in the past. But she was sort of like not welcomed as much as she had been. They make you feel less welcome because that's also what Heather has said. Heather has not been taken out of the church even though she's divorced, but her husband is much more accepted than she was, and she's not much more welcomed into it. They make you feel like an outcast even if they haven't outcast you.
And see, and that's the part that I get that Heather was saying. And thank you for that, explaining that, Aaron, because I think that's the part that Heather is trying to get the world to see, that there's a divide when it comes to women and men and this particular faith. Now, again, it's her opinion of it. And until we, the public, can see something different, this is what we have to go by. This is what we have to see. Not saying it's all, 100, but I like to hear the stories of what people have gone through in their faith, because it lets me have a better understanding of why people can walk away and not want to come back to God. Now, here's the thing that I do love about these ladies is they still believe in God. They just have a problem with that Mormon faith. Now, Mary Cosby is a pastor. She is not of the Mormon faith, I believe. Is that true, Aaron?
That is true. She is not of the Mormon faith. She is a Christian, not a Mormon.
Yes. Now, she had issues in the past when it spoke about her church, there were some issues that came up with her and her husband. But if you want to watch, go back to them seasons and watch it, because again, there was so much discussions about church, and I have not seen so much discussion about church in any other Real Housewives franchise than the Salt Lake City franchise. They have discussed so much on this show, and the women are brave enough to do that. And I'm giving kudos. And even with this new season that came out, the opening monologue of the season premiering was showing the verses of the Bible as the women walked. It's kind of like, where the other Housewives franchises, they'll come and they'll give their storyline of, themselves, and then they show their family. So this one showed the Bible verses in the very first episode with the ladies walking by. And I was like, oh my goodness, this was something else. Yes, Latoya, like Scientology. It sounds a lot like Scientology. Yeah, it does. It does. Go ahead, Aaron.
I was going to say, as far as it goes with Mary Cosby, if anybody's looking for a very good interview, I know Up and Adam after season 2 had an interview with Mary Cosby's mother, who I really liked because it was a very respectful interview. I don't like interviews where they just like go after somebody, and she didn't, but she did explain the religion beautifully in the interview of Up and Adam had with Mary Cosby's mother.
Yes.
And by the way, Mary Cosby's mother looks just like Mary Cosby.
Just a little older version, just a little, not too much, but same frame size and
everything. She looks. It was a double take watching that interview.
Yes, and she talks like her too.
Yes, they have the same voice.
Yes,
I could not get over it. I was like,
yes, and kudos to Up and Adams for that, because I watched those. He had 2 interviews, and I watched, and I loved the way he did that. And like you said, respect. He did give the mother a lot of respect, and that was a real in-depth interview that she did. And Mary Cosby has been through a lot. Yeah, very respectful.
They were not disrespecting Mary
or the mother.
Or the mother. Like the mother didn't disrespect Mary. And Up and Adam didn't disrespect any of them in the interview, which I liked. I really thought that was a great interview. It was so respectfully done. If anybody, I'd be happy to. I'll drop Up and Adam's channel in the chat. Absolutely. It was a beautiful interview and just marvelously done. And she does explain the religion very, very well.
Yes,
I did not actually understand what Mary was in the show.
Yeah, and and I was surprised to find out all the information that I found out about Mary. Now, Mary has been through a lot, you guys, a lot. So I'm not giving her any passes for any of her behavior, but I can say I can kind of understand why she behaves the way she does in some things. It almost seems as though she's had to like fight her through life, because of all the attacks that she's got about, when, monies and business and stuff was transferred to her name from her grandmother, and the family's fighting Mary. And then she marries, that part was the weird part, but it worked for her. She married her grandmother's ex-husband, was it? And he married which one was it?
Mary married. Okay, so her grandmother was married to this man at the time of her death.
Right.
And then when the grandmother died, Mary married who her grandmother was married to.
Right.
They were never divorced.
So also she married her grandmother's widow.
Yes.
But he was younger than the grandmother.
He was younger. But he's quite a bit older than Mary.
Older than Mary, yes.
But he was younger than the grandmother.
Child, that part I was like, oh my good. And she said that that's the way her grandmother wanted it, for Mary to marry him. But when the grandmother died, allegedly everything was left to Mary, from my understanding. Yes, Latoya. Go ahead, Aaron. Yeah, she married her step grandfather.
There was a lawsuit on this, so I can't. And Mary lost, so I don't know that that's true.
Okay, so listen, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. It's a very confusing article that I
It's
read, though. I was very confused on what Mary exactly lost.
because she still had everything. The other thing that I didn't understand about, now Mary said this on the some of the recent episodes. She said that her husband is in, I think, I don't know which state he is. State, I think it's Las Vegas, one of them, I don't know. But
Yeah,
he's over there for, and he's been gone for 6 months. And
yeah,
she's been in Salt Lake City. And I'm like,
and she's
and then
okay
they
with
showed
it.
a picture of him preaching. And
Ma-
and she
I will say, Mary has been, when people attacked Mary in the past, I didn't always. Mary seems like, even when it doesn't look good for Mary, Mary's honest about stuff that I don't think I would be honest about. I don't be like, like that's too much to say. But Mary puts it all out there, so I don't know why people wondering. Because
she puts it out
she
there. She
puts it
puts it
out
out
there.
there and she does not mind. But listen, it's a lot. But again, what I gain from a lot of this is I gain a lot of on Salt Lake City is the faith. I love watching the show. I love, as I do all the reality shows, and I can take out, what I like, and I can just get rid of what I don't like. But with Salt Lake City, it is one of my favorites because I'm learning so much about this Mormon faith.
Yes.
From these women's point of view. So if you guys have not seen Housewives of Salt Lake City, you want to watch it, especially if you want to know about the different faiths. And also, we're continuing to watch these beautiful Housewives of New York. Listen, Uba, I love her. I love Jenna. Sai, I'm gonna need you to give Jess a little break. Stop, Sai. You are, to me, it's almost as though you're being mean to Jessel. I mean, Jessel is coming in trying to have a conversation with you. They're sitting down at the table. They don't have lunch. Now, Jessel, you need to show up on time next time. Show on time. If you invite somebody to have lunch, you need to be the first one there, Jessel. You need to be the first one there. You and Sai are already on bad terms, and then you show up late to your own meeting. Not a good look. Sai was already in a mood. And then I think Jessel needs to learn how to listen and not always respond at that time, because I understand what Sai was saying. It is taking away from what she's trying to share with Jessel at the moment, when Jessel comes and says, well, I've had a family matter, the same type of thing. So I get what Sai was saying. But Sai, I'm going to need you to understand, I think that's how Jessel communicates. You bring up something, then she'll bring up something that she can relate with. I don't think she's trying to take over the conversation or try and turn it on her. I think that's just the way she opens up. If you mention something and she's gone through it in her life, that gives her the open door to be able to communicate. I think that's what happens. So be a little nicer side to Jessel. I just try and be a little nicer. Okay. So you guys, I love it. Thank you, Aaron, so much for being here, joining us on panel. I appreciate you so very much. Thank you so very much for being here. Also want to thank Dustin for being here, joining us on panel. I want to thank all of you who are in the chat. Thank y'all so very much for watching us on this great episode of this recap of these Housewives of New York, and an added bonus, these Housewives of Salt Lake City. We're going to be back here next week with some more conversations on these Housewives shows and what we're gathering from them. It's not about the mess. Remember, our motto here at the Juice Radio Talk Show is not about the mess. It's about the message. We invite you to come back here again next week, Monday at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Now, I know I dropped the link and I had the wrong time on it because I was multitasking at the time. But every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we have our reality chat, and you guys join us. Now, we're going to be also starting some new series conversations on some of these other franchise networks and franchise shows that are out here. We're also going to start having a conversation about the 90-Day Fiancé. Now, I love bringing this to panel because it talks about relationships and potential marriages. And y'all know how I love to have conversations about marriage and relationship. So we're going to bring that on panel. Now, we also are going to have some other conversations. So if you hit that notification bell on our YouTube channel, you'll get the notification when we go live for every episode here on the Juice Radio and Talk Show. Okay. Thank y'all for being here. We're getting ready to get out of here. Aaron, again, thank you so much. You're always a lifesaver. Appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. I'm getting ready to go over and support my girl. All right. I love y'all for being here. We'll be back with some more next week. Y'all stay healthy, nice, and loving. Aaron, I'm going to have you do our closing thoughts since JoJo's on vacation. What's your closing thoughts for these?
My closing thought is be true to who you are and be loving and go into situations caring about each other, and everything else will work itself out if you start with love and just be kind.
That's it. That's all. That's all. I love it. Thank you, Aaron. All right, y'all. Have a blessed day. On the count of 3, we're going to say goodbye. You ready, Aaron?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3.
Bye.
Good night, y'all. Bye-bye.
A heartfelt thank you to all of our subscribers who joined us for this video. If you have not already subscribed, go to our YouTube channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. Subscribe and click on the notification bell to be alerted whenever we go live. Join our private Juice community. Go to www.thejuicecommunity.com and sign up for free. Join us, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. We have our Money Monday financial serum at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. Also on Monday, we have our reality series and Hot Topics at 7 p.m. Wednesdays, we have Bible study at 7:30 p.m. Thursdays, we have church news at 7:30 p.m. We also offer motivational moments, happy marriage lifestyle, news from a godly perspective, movie reviews, as well as our Single Moms Club, Let's Talk Ex-Millennials, and of course, our Cooking with Clovis. Follow us on our podcast channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show Podcast, streaming on all podcast platforms. A great big thank you to our podcast production company, RHONY Podcast Productions. They can help you create your own podcast also. Contact them today at houseofnoye.com. Thank you to our sponsor, Custom Apparel Shop. Have them complete your embroidery work and silk screening needs. Do you need a logo created for your fashion apparel or company? Contact Israel Mason today. That is 786-657-7501. Thank you to our main sponsor, Truth and Triumph Ministries. Truth and Triumph Ministries, a ministry that cares about telling people the truth so they can triumph in life. Thank you, Truth and Triumph Ministries, for all you do.